Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Intro to the Deep Learning course at CMU. And here's your TA Tianhao. In this recitation, we will cover a crucial tool that the majority of you guys will be using for this semester, and it is Google Colab. Now, some of you may wonder why we need Colab. The reason is very simple. We want to train our model faster. Then another question may come, how Colab can make training faster? Because it has GPUs. If you are curious about the functionality of the GPU, you can Google it. But for the rest of the recitation, I will teach you guys everything you need to know to successfully kill this course. To start using Google Colab, you first need to click this link and then click New Notebook. And before you connect to the notebook, one key is to make sure the type of processor of this notebook. So click Edit and Notebook Settings. Here you see the hardware accelerator where you can choose GPU or TPU. And just let's go back to our previous notebook. And so in here, we click Notebook Settings. We select GPU and leave it as it and just save it. And now we can connect it. Yep, and it's successfully connected. Okay, we're having a running notebook now. And one of the best thing about Google Colab is it is provided by Google. So as expected, you can connect this notebook with your Google Drive seamlessly. And to do that, just scroll down a little bit, you will see mounting your Google Drive. So to do that, you simply run this block of code. And to authenticate your account, so I will just click the link and connect to my Gmail and sign in and click the authentication code, copy it to here and enter. And waiting it. Okay, now it's completed. And once it's completed, you can create this little folder icon. And here you can see G Drive folder, which is just your Google Drive. And just another tip for this G Drive stuff. So basically you can navigate inside any folder to fetch data or save models. And to do that, you can use Linux command cd, but one thing here, just make sure you use the percentage mark instead of the exclamation mark. Otherwise, you're actually not going into any folders. And that's important to know. And the Google Drive here works as a storage. In this course, you will spend hours to train your model, and I expect all of you guys may suffer Colab crash. If you don't save the model prior crash, then your model are lost and many hours of training are wasted. And to prevent this kind of tragedy, the best practice is to save and reload your model periodically throughout the time. And here is an example of saving the model. And here is an example of reloading the model. And make sure you do not run these codes because those are for illustration only. And if you want to know more details about how to save and load the model, you can refer to this link, which directs to a PyTorch documentation, and you can look at it. But for now, just keep in mind, in the training time, make sure you save and reload your model. Otherwise, if something happens, it happens, and you cannot turn back. And another thing is that the torch save actually works as a dictionary in Python. So you can add anything you want. So here we have the model state dictionary, optimizer state dictionary, scheduler state dictionary. And if you want to add some of the best accuracy, you can just add it as you add element in dictionary. And another thing to notice here, the path here. So the path is some folder inside our Google Drive, my drive, and it's a folder called Collab Recitation. And one quick tip is that before you save your model, make sure you have created some folders. In our case, it's the Collab Recitation folder. Otherwise, you will get an error. And yes, you don't want an error. Now you have set your Collab. The next step is to connect Collab to Kaggle. for most of the assignments, the data would be huge for you to download or upload somewhere. The best option is to directly download the data from Kaggle every time you load the notebook. This may sound troublesome at first, but to be honest, this saves you a lot of time. And to install the Kaggle API, just run these blocks of code. And once it's installed, you have to create your own Kaggle account. And once you've created, you can go to this little profile icon here, click it, go to account, and scroll down a little bit. You will see API, create a new API token, click that. You will download a JSON file and just open it, open with text edit. So here, you will have your username and your key. So you just copy your username, go back to our notebook, and paste your username here, and also your key. And paste it here in the key and run it. Now you've connected your Kaggle account with your with this API. But to set the correct token permissions, you have two ways to do it. So first, run this block of code. But when you run the first time, you may get an error, but no worries, just run it again and everything's fine. For example, here, run it. You see here is an IOE error, but I will just run it again. And now it's fine. And the second method is to use the OS method, but make sure you swap your username here and your key here, and you just run this block of code only. And it still give you the same thing. And with the Kaggle account connected, you can download data directly from Kaggle. And here is the format of the command. And you can put any competition link here. And for example, I've created a sample competition for this recitation, and here's the link. You just click the link and go to the data. Here you see the competition URL. You just copy it and paste it over here and run it. Just ignore the warnings, but anyway. And if you refresh your drive here or the folder icons here, you will see, okay, here's a competition folder, come with this path and with 2 sample files. And that's our data from the Kaggle competition. And yep, and make sure, and also after some fancy like modeling techniques in the assignment, you will have the predictions and you want to submit it for credit. And to do that, you also have 2 methods. The first is to just output the prediction to a CSV file and submit manually in Kaggle. For example, you can submit your predictions here and it will go through some, you just following the steps, step 1, step 2, and make the submission. That's one way. And another way is you can just directly submit from using the Kaggle API. And to do that, you just, here is the command format. So you have Kaggle competition submit. Here is the competition URL. And here's the file path. And for the message, you can just type anything for here. I just type submit. So we want to submit our sample submission CSV file. And to do that, here is our, just let me redo it from beginning. So here is our competition URL. I will copy it and paste over here. What's wrong? Copy it. Paste it. And for our sample submission CSV, the path is competitions and 11, 785, fall 21 intro to Collab, and under that, and you just run this command. and it's submitting. Yep, and it's successfully submitted. And once you submit it, make sure either, no matter which way you did, but make sure to check your score on the leaderboard. So in my case, I just go to the leaderboard and refresh the page, and you'll see submitted a few seconds ago, and it gave me a score and give me a rank on the leading board, on the public leading board. And yep, that's it. That's all you need to know about the Collab and the Kaggle API. And here is some limitations tips for Google Collab users. And make sure you have read them carefully. If you want to turn off the video now, it's fine, but make sure when you go through the notebook, read the limitations, and those are really helpful. So Collab is a savior, but it comes with a price. The first, you can only run 2 notebooks per Google ID. Second, there's a limitation per Google ID in the GPU usage per 24 hours. So be wary about how much free GPU you are utilizing. If you have the notebook on but are not using it, change it to a CPU or terminate the session if possible. And the third, once you reach the usage limit, you will be banned for up to 24 hours from using any GPU. And for the tips, you may want to use your other Google IDs if you have. And I really suggest everyone in this course to create multiple Google IDs so you don't have such limitation problems. And fourth, if you want to run your models for a long time, do not travel with your laptop network. This connectivity will be frustrating with Collab. So try to be in one place. And the fifth, all your files will disappear as soon as you leave Google Collab. So make sure you have saved them while you are training them. And Google Collab actually is free, but it also has a pro version, which is not free. So if AWS does not work for you and you cannot endure the limited GPUs that Collab delivers, you may turn to Collab Pro. And for disclaimer, all assignments can be finished without a Collab Pro subscription. That being said, if you start early and use resources wisely, you can definitely reach the A cutoff. We, staff of 117085, are only giving you another alternative. You are neither encouraged nor discouraged to use Collab Pro by any one of us. The Collab Pro rules are subject to change, and we, staff of 117085, can do nothing about it. So Google Collab Pro provides priority access to faster GPUs, longer running notebooks, and fewer idle timeouts, and definitely more memory. And restrictions are subject to change by Google, not us. You can check the official website for more information. So here's the link, you can click it and you will see. So wow, it has Collab Pro Plus with 49.99 per month. I don't have it, last semester. And here's the tips. You can now subscribe to Collab Pro with your Android email. So you have to use your own Google account. And the price is $9.99 per month. Recurring billing, remember to cancel it when you choose not to use it anymore. And GPUs, it now has P100 and a V100. And just a quick side note, the V100 is like much faster than P100 if you have experience on that. But you still have usage limits, and available GPUs and TPUs may vary over time. And for the duration, it extends to 24 hours. The notebook may stay connected for 24 hours, and idle timeouts are relatively lenient. And for the availability, the US and Canada only, and use VPN if you are in another country or region. But from my past experience, you don't have any issues connecting to the Collab. So yep, that's everything you need to know for this recitation. And if you have any questions, be free, just shoot me an email and I will try to answer as much as I could. And make sure you go through these notebooks, read each sentence carefully, and make sure you have played with this Kaggle API. And good luck on this course. Bye.